everyone, it's Grace Lee here and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today's episode is called Splurge versus Save Wedding Edition. You guys all know that weddings are incredibly expensive. In fact, I think the Knot reported last year that the average cost of a wedding was $34,000. That is so much money, but you know, there's so many little things and big things that add up and it's really easy to blow through your budget. So today I want to talk about some of the things that I did for my wedding to save some money. So let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about is rentals. So going into the wedding planning process, I had no idea that rentals were so expensive. Rentals being, you know, chairs or linen or silverware. And there's usually different rental vendors for each category. So you'll have a furniture guy, you'll have a chair guy, you'll have a tabletop guy, you'll have a linen guy. And costs quickly add up. Not only are you paying for the rental itself, but like the delivery fees will blow your mind. When I was getting these quotes from these vendors, I was like, okay, this isn't gonna work for me. And I decided to consolidate all of my rentals through one company. It took me a long time to do a lot of research and find one company that offered most of the things that I wanted, but we got there and I ended up saving thousands. So, you know, we brought in our own cocktail furniture, we brought in, you know, things like silverware, but we were mixing and matching them with things that our venue offered. And so it all worked out, but I'm so glad that I found one company to do everything versus going, you know, direct individually, because man, for delivery fees alone, we saved so much money. So another way to save on your wedding is to DIY your welcome bags. That's what I did for my destination wedding. I know a lot of people opt out of welcome bags, but if you choose to do them, it can get pretty expensive, and so I highly recommend DIYing. It could be as simple as, you know, having a bottle of water and a pastry from a local bakery, and a little welcome note to greet guests upon arrival. I think it's a really nice gesture. I did a whole episode on my DIY welcome bags, and so I'll link it down below so you can check it out. It wasn't expensive. I sourced everything on Amazon and Etsy, and it's a great way to enlist your family or your cousins or your siblings to help you out leading up to the wedding. Another great way to save for your wedding is to opt for digital invitations. Please don't come for me if you're someone who loves printed invites. I actually love printed invites too, but we ended up opting for digital and I'm so glad we did. And I have to say, I don't think a single guest cared or missed getting like a printed invite in the mail. We ended up using paperless posts for our digital invitations, and it was great because you can track and see who's opened your invites. It's really easy to follow up with your guests if you have messaging, and it's great because you can link out the RSVP to your wedding website, so it's really easy for someone to open the invite and RSVP directly. And so, you know, we use paperless posts. I have to say, they have so many beautiful designs. A lot of them mimic the look and feel of like a textured invitation. Technology has come such a long way. The designs are great, it's incredibly efficient, and it's affordable. Okay, so those were 3 ways that we kind of saved on our wedding. Here are 3 things that we chose to splurge on, or rather invest in for our wedding. Again, everyone has a different budget, everyone values different things, and so I just want to share what we chose to invest in for ours. Okay, so one thing to splurge on is live music, if your budget allows. Live bands are very expensive. We live in Southern California. I suspect they're expensive all across the country, but if your budget allows, a live band just really gets the party started and really sets the tone. I had originally booked a DJ for our wedding, but my husband and I had gone to our other friend's wedding. They had a live band. It was such a raging party that we went home the next day and we're like, all right, we have to do this. And so we went with the live band. I'd say, again, if your budget allows, it makes for a wonderful party. Another thing we splurged on is a very small detail that I don't think really anyone noticed, but it was really important for me because I think it really sets the tone for the wedding, but it's champagne upon arrival for your guests. So most often, and I think 99% of weddings are like this, you don't start drinking until after the ceremony, but I knew that we were gonna have a later ceremony start time, so I wanted guests to be greeted with a glass of champagne if they wanted, so that they can mingle with other guests. And I think it just really sets the tone for the type of night you're going to have ahead. And so that was one little detail that was really important for me. They did half pours, and so it's not like we had like champagne flowing left and right. It was just, you know, half pours on a tray, and guests, you know, were greeted with it as soon as they walked on the ceremony lawn. Okay, so the final thing that we splurged on that I love and still makes my heart so happy when I see it in photos is an Escort card wall. So an Escort card wall is how guests find their seats at the reception, and it's usually set up at cocktail hour. And I just thought ours was so beautifully done. It added such a pop to the cocktail hour decor. You know, we had cocktail hour during sunset, and so you could see the sun go down and the neon sign, and all of our Escort cards were attached to little keychains that doubled as guest favors. And so I just thought it was such a nice little touch. Was it necessary? Not really, but I'm so glad I did it. My fiance had no idea I was doing it. He loved it, and so it was a sweet surprise. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. I hope you found this video to be helpful. If you like what you saw, please give us a like down below or hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.